Sorry. Okay, so can I get a countdown then? Anyone? No? Just wait? Okay. Let's wait. Ready? Okay. Are you ready then? Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
2, 1, go!
Yep, so as we've already said, I'm StarrlightSims. I've got Ras on the couch with me here.
Hi.
Cool.
I played this game once.
Still on the leaderboards, so you know.
Yeah. Not last place. I won by 10 seconds.
Yeah, so this game is very different from the PC games. So obviously it's not 3D because it's on Game Boy Advance, and they just wanted to get the games out as quickly as possible for Harry Potter. And please die. There we go.
Well, it's still better than the Game Boy Color, which is more an RPG game, and this is more an adventure game.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, like you were saying earlier with Harry Potter 1, Harry Potter 2 is also different across all the 5 main consoles, so Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, 6th Gen, PS1 and PC. Which would you say is the best Chamber of Secrets game?
Well, I'm still working on playing the GameCube game, but what I've heard about it, it's kind of an interesting speed game, so I might learn it in the future, but for now it's just a PC game.
Yeah, no, I think the GameCube game is probably the better one, but it's also like 3 hours long, so it's not. And also it's mainly cutscenes. But we're here to talk about the Game Boy Advance version. So at the moment I'm just heading through Gringotts, which for some reason is filled with lava.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Stop people stealing the money.
Like especially a 12-year-old boy with lava.
Yeah.
Good choice.
All makes sense. And so now we're gonna get given our first task. So we need to get into that vault to go and get a new spell. So we need to find some gems which are just hidden all around the area.
I remember this so much. We spent so much time on this. We couldn't find the last gem, and I've walked around this circle like 4 times, I believe.
Yeah, one of them is in a really stupid place.
Yeah.
We'll get to in a bit. So this game's quite straightforward in terms of the speed run because there aren't really any massive time saves or tricks. If I got rid of the turtles, obviously that would save time. There we go. So yeah, it's literally just sort of playing the game as intended, but very fast.
No glitches at all.
None at all so far. If there's any glitch hunters watching, then they can have a look.
TK, if you're watching,
Please.
touch it a little bit more.
No, yeah, so we're just still working our way through Gringotts, trying to grab the gems. And we need to be really careful with our health here because we need to really manage our health well throughout the first like 10 or 15 minutes of the game. But other than that, we're just sort of making our way through, trying not to die.
Well, what I really think is special about this game, like at this part in Gringotts you need to collect every collectible, but in the rest of the game it doesn't really come with that. Yeah, only with beans later, but
Okay. So yeah, so that gem you just saw me get in the cart is just completely random and you wouldn't have any reason to push the cart otherwise. But now we should have all 5 gems. So now we're going to head in and fight the giant turtle who is here for absolutely no reason. Hopefully it won't die. There we go.
yeah, I remember especially that walk, like I was so happy that I could skip
Yeah, this game won't let you skip anything. So now we've got our spell, we can go and get money out of our vault. So we're going to go Grab the money. Swap spells.
Sub 15.
And it's stopped. I've lost the game.
Is
And that's the run. No.
faster than the PC game.
Lost the game.
So while we're fixing these technical difficulties, I would like to remind you that we are running in support of the Dutch Cancer Society, an amazing charity which aims to prevent and fight cancer and alleviate the suffering of those already battling the disease. 90% of your donations will go directly towards the Dutch Cancer Society, so be sure to get your donations in. Also, we hold speedrunning marathons on location, just like these, every single month. So be sure to follow us on Twitter to get more information on those as they happen.
Okay, I think we're going back to the run now.
Yeah, we are going to
Gonna
start
start
over.
again. Fun, fun, fun. So another countdown.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. So yeah, it's just going to be the same thing again.
I like it, by the way, that you can skip the opening cutscene.
Yeah, it's when I first picked up this game, it wasn't known that you could do that because no one pressed start. So
Well, I remembered I was first doing it, just watching the opening cutscene, and then TK was like, "Oh, you can skip it." I was like, "How?" And luckily he told me.
yeah, I think I came and watched that race. I think there were a few things I sort of
Oh yeah,
said in chat.
yeah, I remember that TK was like, "Starlight, what do I need to do?" And I was like, "Don't help him."
For a game that's sort of fairly linear, it's not quite clear most of the time where you're meant to be going.
Well, yeah.
Or what, there's just like secret passages and random things.
Yeah, there were some really weird things, what I will mention later.
Yeah.
Because it's more fun if you see it actually at the spot, and I was like, well, I did that. And that was one.
So we're gonna go back. We have to go and collect the gems again. We should be fine.
I believe if you play this game casually, you only have to jump on 2 spots, here and somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like I can remember I jumped only on one other place.
There's not much jumping in this game. Oh. So we're gonna talk again. And off we go. Ooh. There we go. So pretty much everything in this game damages you, which is just a pain.
Yeah.
Like you have random things like fireballs and
I believe it's not that easy to gain health back.
no, you have to either find like cauldron cakes or pumpkin pasties, which are in chests and stuff, but they're very few and far between.
Yeah.
Or after we do this, we'll get another way of getting health back, which makes it slightly easier.
The potion.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
But then obviously you can only fill it up in certain places. You have to be very sparing with when you use the potion. So need the gem. Okay, this is the GBA Flipendo challenge. Although you don't really use Flipendo much.
Yeah.
We get the second spell very early on.
Well, it's a better start than the PC version, to be honest. Like, I really enjoy that if you start somewhere not close to the castle.
Yeah.
Like, if you just start somewhere else.
So, let me jump into this ladder. Hopefully not get hit.
You can jump over that boulder.
You don't really need to put it all the way under, but I do just to be safe. And we're going to go back and fight the crab again.
Let's hope that it doesn't crash this time.
Please damage it. Okay, so it's fine to take a bit of damage here because I heal myself in a bit later on. And we get the spell again. Yay.
Yay.
Woo! So originally when I picked up this game, you have to do lots of pausing and then you have to swap the spells in the pause menu. But
Yeah.
when I was doing, I think it was actually my Potathon run, when we did the first Potathon,
Yeah.
um,
I was around at that time.
I dropped the controller and I was just mashing buttons trying to pick it back up, and I worked out you could swap spells by pressing select.
Yeah, I found that out, I believe, somewhere in the middle of the run.
It doesn't tell you anywhere,
No.
but it saves about a minute and a half over pausing every time.
Maybe even more.
Maybe even more. And yeah, so that's Gringotts. And we actually managed to get out of it this time. There we go, so
It didn't crash this time.
now we need to go and do some random stuff. So first of all, we're going to go and get one of the most important items, the potion bottle.
Is it actually possible to have not enough money for it?
No, because you have to go in the vault to get 991
Ah, okay.
nuts, or knuts, or however you want to pronounce it. So it's not, you can't physically not have enough. So yeah, so we just collected a wizard card there. Like HP1 PC, there's 25 wizard cards in the game. Please talk to him.
Are you going to collect them all?
I'm not, no, because you don't need to for any percent. 100% you collect 24 of them, because the 25th one you can only get if you connect to the GameCube.
Oh.
So we decided that it wasn't really great to have to
Yeah.
take your game out, connect it to the GameCube version
Like-
of Harry Potter.
Like that would mean that you also need to own Harry Potter for
Yeah.
the GameCube, and I don't know how far you need to be in that game to get that card.
Oh, I don't know. I
You've
don't.
never tried it.
No, I've never done it. I'll stick to my collecting my 24. So what we're doing now is we're going to go and get Neville's Toad because he's lost it again. And for some reason it's all the way at the back of this store here.
So this time it's not with the plants that eat toads.
No, we're gonna go and kill it with Flipendo.
Don't kill the
There we
fly.
go. And now we've got the Toad, so we can leave. But yeah, a lot of this game is characters going, oh, please go and get this for me, or open, there we go. Or you end up like stuck in rooms and you have to try and work your way out of them. So now
Yeah.
we just need to be careful here not to get caught. And we're out. So it's really important for this part of the game to have at least 4.5 bars of health, because it saves time a bit later on. And we're just going to leave the chocolate frog there because we don't need it.
What does the chocolate frog do?
So for every 5 chocolate frogs you collect, you get an additional bit of health.
Oh, okay.
And there's 26 chocolate frogs in the game. Because if you forget the first one, you can still get 25. We're just going to skip that. And this, I think, is one of only 2 times you see a Gilderoy Lockhart in the entire run. You see him now and then you see him about an hour into the run.
Yeah, I remember. Like there's no class of him.
No, there's nothing. You don't get any like interesting conversations or anything. And so now we're going to head into the Leaky Cauldron. And even though Hagrid was behind us, he's going to be standing here waiting for us.
Hagrid is fast.
He's gone to get a drink, obviously. So we now need to get to Hogwarts, which means that we need to go and get the flue powder. And obviously, if you're trying to store your flue powder, what you do, you have a lever which causes a crate to fall from the sky,
Of
which
course.
you then have to go and get.
Who doesn't do
It
that?
all makes sense, yeah. So now we're going to go up the stairs. And now we're going to go through the super secret passageway. And we're nearly done with Diagon Alley, and we are going to be into Hogwarts soon. With save books, if you go near them, you get a tutorial that says, hey, please come and save.
Nice.
Obviously, I probably should at some point, considering what's already happened. But this part of the game is pretty safe. And now we're going to go and enter Hogwarts. Lots of text. Ooh, and there's Snape, who for some reason was just standing outside,
Yeah.
holding a potion. As you do.
Well, maybe it's a very variable potion.
And we're finally in. So now we're going to have to walk all the way up to the 7th floor.
Oh
So
yeah,
go
that
and-
was so much fun.
It's great. Luckily,
Like,
we,
TK and me did exactly the same mistake. And I will explain when you're on the top.
yeah. Luckily we can do something later on which helps us with climbing up and down, but for now we just have to go all the way up. So, also these stairs are a massive pain because it's really hard to tell where the banisters are, so you just end up walking into them all the time. And here's Peeves. He's going to try and kill us. So just walk through them, and we're fine. And now nothing happens until we get to the 7th floor. Just going to keep going up.
Aren't there knights who want to attack you?
There are, on the 5th and 6th floor,
Oh,
there's a
okay.
knight on each one. And which is why it's important to have 5 bars of health, because you just walk through to let them hit you. And it means that you end up with 1 bar, which means you don't have to either wait for the knights or get an extra potion, which saves time. Just going to keep going up. As you can tell, they really thought this game out.
Yeah.
Really designed it well. Oh, there we go. And here we go, 7th floor.
Yeah, 7th floor, I have so much memories about it. Like, I was going to the portrait in the middle, I believe. And that brings you back all the way downstairs.
Yeah.
And then I had to take the stairs again.
Or does it not load the portal? I've never gone down it, so...
I don't know for sure if I try to go up again.
It probably doesn't know in this game. But we're going to go and talk to Ron now. And Ron's going to tell us that Fred and George are waiting for us. So we're going to go and talk to them now. So back we go. So a lot of the beginning of this game is sort of just
Tutorial.
explaining stuff, tutorial, learning where stuff is in the castle, which is why you have to climb up all the stairs, because it tries to teach you what is on each of the different floors. So now we're going to go and see Fred and George. And there is also a prefect in here, which is really easy to avoid, because all the prefects run cycles, and they're always going to be in the same place every single time.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about walking into them. There is one level a bit later on which is very tight. So here we're going to take the potion, fill it up once, and leave. And now, technically, you don't have to go and do this for any %, but it saves time, so we do it.
I did one, and after that I was like,
Yeah.
do I really need to do this?
Yeah, so there's 4 beam challenges, and the first 2 open portals that give you shortcuts between the floors. And then the other 2 just open portals that lead to special rooms that you don't need for any %. So we're just going to go and collect all these beans. And this saves...
And don't look to the background, people.
Oh, it's just awful. Whoever designed these levels is just...
Yeah.
The 4th one's the worst one. But we're not going to see it, so...
I believe TK did all of them.
Madman. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You only ever have to do them all in 100%. So... That's all the beans there.
Those are the most easiest ones.
I don't know, I think this room's easier. I'd say this room's slightly easier, just because you don't have to do any avoiding anything.
Yeah.
So we'll go and do this one. And this room, there's an owl that drops beans on each of the platforms. And you can, if I can try it, get the bean as it's falling out of the owl. Not really sure where they're coming from.
Nice.
Coming from somewhere in the owl. Oh, missed one. It's fine, I can get it later on. Let's go and get it. There we
So
go.
I was collecting a lot of beans, and now you're doing just the same.
It's great. There you go. So that's all we need to do in the bean collecting, because that now means that we can get...
And what
So
do you get with the other?
So with the other 2 you get to go into 2 extra special rooms which have like cards and chocolate frogs in them. So it's nothing too important that we're missing. And now what we're going to do here is if we walk into the prefect, it'll just warp us back here, which just saves a bit of time having to walk. And now we're going to go back to see Ron again. So yeah, nothing too interesting. We're just going to go to bed now. Had a very full-on first day.
Don't you have full health if you go to bed?
If you go to bed and you wake up during the day, you get given full health. If you go to bed and wake up during the night, you keep the health you're on. It's normally the rule. I think it might change on like 1 or 2, but normally that's how it works. But yeah, for most of the beginning of the game, you just come back to... You wake up with full health. So now we're going to go and go to the Great Hall. Yeah, so luckily we don't have to use the stairs much anymore. We can just go to and from.
Yeah,
and
I don't
fro.
remember if I took the portrait immediately or if I walked downstairs.
Yeah, they're not an obvious thing. So now we're going to go and talk to Ron, who's going to explain house points. Because before now you couldn't get any house points, and now you can get them, but you can also get them taken away by prefects. In this category they don't matter, but in 100% you have to get all 140 house points.
So that means if you get caught by prefects, the run is over.
Yeah, there's no way of getting the house points back.
Or at least reloading a save.
Yeah. But obviously saving takes forever, and you can only do it at certain points. Luckily, with this game you can just go back and collect things that you miss. So things like cards and chocolate frogs and things, you can just go back and get them. So now we're going to go and do what everyone loves in Harry Potter. We're going to go and do some flying. Fun, fun, fun.
Actually, the flying in this game is better than the PC version.
So hopefully this goes well. It's really off-putting because the background just does not make it easy at all.
Yeah, and they didn't made really clear what. Oh no, wait, later if you. It's not really clear what you need to do, and I believe Quidditch is even a match is even more.
Yeah, no, the match is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's like 40 minutes in. Oh, perfect. I think that's the best I've ever done it, to be honest.
Nice.
So we get given a card if we do it quickly. So if you get all the rings first try, it's quicker to get the card. But if you miss a ring, it's quicker to just wait until the time limit ends, so you don't get the card.
Yeah, I didn't got the card.
Yeah, it's like if you miss a ring once, you can still get the card. If you miss 2 rings, you can't get the card anymore. But luckily, you can go back and do it again later on if you need to. So now that we've done flying, we're going to go back up to the common room.
We have a €5 donation from Rashla saying, I didn't miss a card, but Starlight did. Got you covered for 1 card. Thanks for your generosity, Rashla.
Oh yeah, I saw. He told me that he missed some cards by Fred and George, so I had to donate.
Missed tons of cards so far.
Yeah, but that's why I said I covered for 1.
I think you get 5 cards in the any percent route at the moment. Well, if you play optimally, you get 5. You get 3 no matter what. And then there's another 2 which you can get for time challenges. So now we need to go and talk to Fred and George again. And now we have to make our way to the dungeon.
The dungeons.
And we're going to get caught by the prefect again.
Yep, because that's faster.
Yep. And away we go. So next up we have our first main sneaky section.
Yeah, there are a lot of those in this game.
Lots of trying to sneak past people. So we're going to the dungeon now to go and get the map. We don't really need it for the run, but we have to go and get it anyway.
Just to progress the story.
Yeah. So here we get introduced to another item which we'll see in a sec. But first of all, we're just going to do some door opening. Ooh. Yeah, see, because the walls are slightly slanted, you can't actually see where you're meant to go. There we go, there's our item. So we're going to use the invisibility cloak.
You don't get it a lot. Like, there are a lot of sneak parts where you don't get it.
Yeah. I think you get it 3 times throughout the game. This is one of them, then you get it a lot later on as well. I can't remember if there's any others. But if we have the cloak on, we can't cast spells, so we just have to wait until the cloak runs out. And then cast the spell.
That makes HP1 PC sneak missions better.
Yeah, this is just lots of standing around and waiting. Ooh, oops. So Yeah, like literally everything in this game either breathes fire, or attacks you, or hits you, or blows up in your face. Even when you defeat enemies, sometimes they drop explosives that can damage you still. And there's a cauldron cake. So yeah, that's the other way you can get health.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I need it, I'll get it on the way back.
Well, I especially like those chests with those with a bag full of bombs or something like that. Exploding bags. Like you think it's something useful and you just lose health.
So hopefully we haven't missed the cycle. We'll try and sneak in here. There we go. So yeah, Filch does a lot of just teleporting and randomly appearing.
And what's so special about the dungeons that Filch and Mrs. Noise has to be there?
It has a map.
Of course, the
yeah.
map.
It's just, that's all they're guarding. There's nothing else. It's like a few bits of money. There's not any cards or anything down here. They don't put cards or anything in areas you can't come back to.
Okay, so it's mainly in challenges.
Yeah, so in challenges, in like around the castle. There's some which you can only get when you go visit areas later on, like Dumbledore's office. So here what you're meant to do is pull that lever to turn him round, but you can literally just chuck it on there anyway. Just take the damage.
Yeah, that's fair.
And now that missed. There we go. Now we're gonna go and fight the troll. Oh no! Kill myself. Oh, please
So
don't.
you're only in the second level and you are already fighting a troll.
There's a lot more to come.
Well, at least this time there's a troll in the dungeons.
Makes more sense. So here, I'm gonna move out the way of those barrels because they can hit you during the cutscene. And we're nearly done with this area. Just gonna do a few more rooms. Lots of block pushing. Pulling or whichever direction you use it.
You can't be a wizard without being strong.
So hopefully I have enough health to make it through the rest of this. Okay, a bit safe. Oh, no way. Yeah, the hitboxes for these last forever.
Never say I'm going to play it safe because you never play it safe. Like you always die if you say I will play this safe.
Just leave that there. And then we're finally going to be able to get the map. So let's go and grab it. It's literally just sat on a shelf here. And now we can leave. So let's go grab the cloak.
Cloak number 2.
And away we go. So with the cloak you can't jump, you can't use potions, you can't do anything except just walk. It's great. Oh, walked into the cat there.
She will still catch you even with the cloak on if you walk into her?
No, if you have the cloak on you can't get caught by anything. She stops though and sometimes she can summon Filch over, which means that there's things you have to work around, but luckily Filch is here. Just going to walk past him. There we go. And that's the map gotten, so now we can leave. And so far we haven't really had any story in this game.
No.
At all, just really down Diagon Alley.
I like it by the way that they call it below grounds and not just the dungeons.
So we can't use the portals now because they're off limits for the minute. So it forces you to go up the stairs. And you'll see why in a sec.
Oh yeah,
Here we go, so it'll be on this floor. So now we're going to get our first bit of story. There we go, and there's the cat we just saw.
Yep. But she was in the dungeons when you left. And all you did was just walking up the stairs, so...
Magic,
Of course.
obviously. Just apparated there. And now we can use the portals again. So we're going to go back up to the common room. And that's another day done. Well, night, whatever you want to call it. Not really sure what time it's meant to be.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I'm guessing day because it's sunny.
Yeah. So that would mean that we now get a night mission?
No, I think we do another day mission now. Yeah, no, we do... Yeah, it's another day now.
Okay.
So we don't get to do night stuff for a while. And we're just going to go and grab some potion quickly for safety. Yeah, getting potions doesn't only waste like a second, if that. So
Yeah.
obviously
makes
every
sense.
second counts. So here we have Quidditch. And we're going to go and practice our snitch catching skills.
Oh yeah,
I know
that
what I meant.
was...
Snitch catching... Tongue twister. Snitch catching skills. There we go.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. As far as I can remember.
Yeah. So talk to him again here, and he says something like, "Can't find your way round? I'll show you." Although he doesn't actually show us, he just sort of walks off.
And if you don't talk to him, or does that...
He doesn't. If you don't talk to him, he stays there, so you can't get into the next challenge. So you have to talk to him. So we're going to come back out here and do some more flying. There we go. And technically you can do this in about 2 seconds, but depending on it's all RNG. Yeah. So you have to try. You just have to sort of fly into it, but it goes in random directions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and it was very
we
unclear
go.
at this point actually. Did you know to go into the circles or...
Yeah, it doesn't really explain it very well.
No.
All the circles do is give you a boost, but it's not very helpful because it just sends you flying. So now we're going to head off to Charms and learn a new spell. And you can probably guess which spell it's going to be, considering it's Charms.
Wingardium Leviosa?
It is going to be Wingardium Leviosa. So off we go again.
Is Leviosa or Leviosa?
Leviosa, not Leviosa. So I think there's only one other point in the game where you can't use the portals now, if I remember correctly. So hopefully we can just sort of go up and down constantly.
Yeah.
Let's go. So now we're going to go and learn our spell. And so there's 2 challenges in the game. There's this one and there's one later on. And each one has 25 challenge stars in it. So you can get 50 over the entire game.
Yeah, and you really need to know the layout of this game, because otherwise you walk back into the challenge again and you need to
You get
do it
stuck.
again.
Yeah, I think every time you walk into the challenge it closes the door on you. It's interesting design. So now we're just going to do lots of Wingardium Leviosa ring. Or Leviosa ring, however I choose to pronounce it.
Casting Wingardium.
Just Wingardium Leviosa. So each challenge really focuses just on like the actual thing. You do occasionally use other spells, but not really. This challenge is a lot more full on than the other one. The other one you don't really have to do much. So now we're going to go around here. And then there's a button off screen here that we can just hit if we just wait till it goes off screen and let go.
Wow. that's just something you need to know.
Yeah, just useful speed strats. Saves like a second.
Well, every second counts.
Nearly missed that. If you're doing 100% here, you have to like use the blocks to get on top of things and stuff as well.
Okay.
So it's slightly longer because there's platforms and stuff which have chocolate frogs and cards and stuff. And there we go. So here you can just sort of walk through and just take the damage.
Yeah, you take a lot of damage in this game.
Yeah, lots and lots and lots. We're nearly done. Just going to go and do a few more blocks and then we can leave. There we go, that's the last blocks. Just avoid this thing. If you go too close to the gold knights, they try and kill you.
They try to kill me.
Later on there's like 8 of them in one level. It
Yeah.
gets a bit ridiculous, but there's only one there, luckily. And now Hermione's going to tell us to go to the library, so that's where we're going to go. Because obviously Hermione knows
Yeah.
best in every situation,
Always.
always, all the time.
Sometimes she even gives you house points. Not in this game, but
And then this level's pretty straightforward. So if there's any donations or anything, we can read them now, or people can get in donations at all, if there are any. Oh.
And while we don't have donations, we still have a few incentives that need to be met, like the bonus level Barra Zone for Galley's Caves Free, which is €5 away from being met. And for Mr. Skeleton's Spooky Dance in Spyro Year of the Dragon 100 Egg by Rico, which is €20 away from being finished. So if you want to see those, be sure to get your donations in.
So here we have some more Wingardium Leviosa blocks, which we're going to have to put on the switches. This game's pretty straightforward once you get into it.
yeah.
So a few small things that you wouldn't really pick up on, but in general it's just sort of go through each level, which I think is probably why it's sort of either a love or hate game. Like, I personally love this game.
Yeah.
I think there were quite a few people in chat earlier saying they weren't particular fans of it.
Well, of course, every Harry Potter game has fans, otherwise people didn't play them. Like, we still have, I believe for every Harry Potter game there's somebody who submitted a time for on the leaderboard, so
Yeah. I think the only ones are things like the DS games, I think. That's mainly because those games are just really long.
I've never played the DS games.
You know, I started trying to play them, and they're just like Harry Potter 6 on DS is literally just go and get items all the time. It's literally just fetch quests for the entire game.
That's kind of like HP5 for the PC.
Oh, oops. Oh, I still have enough health. And now we're going to leave the library. So we just needed that book, really, which we're going to go and give to Hermione.
She could get it herself.
But that would require her doing stuff. It's easier to just get Harry to do everything.
Could you
Okay.
imagine if every student just did the things they wanted by themselves?
It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Harry would do nothing all year. Yeah, so now it's night time, so we don't get any health extra. So now we're going to head down to go and talk to Hermione again. This game just likes to tell you where you're meant to go a lot. Obviously, if you skip
Yeah.
it, you miss it all. So
Yeah.
Hermione's, yeah.
I remember that I was just reading it, so I just knew where to go, and that was very useful.
So now we're going to head down to the girls' library on the second girls' library, girls' toilet on the second floor. scary spiders.
Yeah, big spiders.
And obviously Ron, who's the one who's scared of spiders, goes in first, because it makes sense.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go and talk to Moaning... I can't say any of their names today. Moaning Myrtle. Myrtle Moaning. And she'll tell us to go and get a book from the restricted section, which we'll go to now.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to say out her name, like, I never have to.
Just lots of names in this game just have the same letters to begin with, so they confuse you.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go and do RP's fight in HP2. So what you need to do is just Flipendo, 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 Flipendo. It's nice and hard. And then you just need 2 full-powered Flipendos. If they'll hit him. Oh.
Peace
There we go.
fights are never fun.
No. And he'll give us Scourge.
Yeah, because why does a ghost have a book with a
All
spell?
makes sense. All makes sense. And so here's the main sneaking section.
Yeah.
So if you get caught by any of these, you have to go straight back to the beginning. So it wastes a lot of time to get caught. So you
I
can
know.
do some running behind them. And then for this one, you can just, hopefully, if I get it right, you just sneak past there like that. You don't have to wait. So yeah, all the prefects, like I said earlier, are on cycles. So if you play well, and you don't mess up anything, you should be able to get the same cycles every time.
That's useful.
Just going to keep going behind. Don't want it to go too far, because then you end up walking into him. And luckily they also all freeze when you have cutscenes, so you don't have to worry about getting caught in the cutscenes as well. And then we'll wait for this one to go past. And then coming up soon is the, probably the stupidest spell cast. It just doesn't tell you anything about it and it expects you to guess. I think this took you and TK quite a while.
I don't remember the name of it.
So we're going to wait for him to go past. And then we're going to go down here.
Oh yeah,
And then
this part is so... Like, I was so happy that I found it by accident.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't explain at all that you can
No.
scourge those at all. But no, you need to do that to just put it on the platform there. And now luckily we're halfway through. So if we get caught now, we go back here rather than to the beginning. So we can't get caught. Be nice if we went back to the beginning, because we could just get caught and
Yeah,
leave.
but I think they thought about that.
Oh. Okay, so you can't get in front of him there, so you have to do the really long, slow walk. Oops. It's fine, he can't hear us. All the prefects are deaf in this game. Now we're going to try and sneak past.
And they can't see, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you walk really close to them and...
I think there's a set distance and it's like a circle. So if you walk sort of diagonally across from them, you can avoid getting caught a lot of the time. And hopefully we don't get caught here. Yeah, so this one is normally quite easy to avoid, but I have walked into it before. As you do. I think it was on 100% run I walked into him, so I had to reset the run. Yeah, not great. And that's it. So now we get to go on to the next day. So now we get to go and do the second spell challenge. But first we have to go and grab some ingredient for Hermione. So we'll go and get that now.
Of course, because Hermione can't do it herself.
Well, she doesn't know the Scourge, so she can't go and get it.
Hermione doesn't knowing a spell.
Yeah. Scourge is a hard spell. You have to say Scourge and point your wand.
Yeah.
It's really hard. So yeah, so we'll just... Luckily they make it really obvious where you have to go. So let's go down here to this door. Yeah, so if you don't do a full powered spell, it doesn't destroy it completely. Just make sure you do... I think it's like 95% cast to be able to destroy it completely. It's something really ridiculously high.
Okay.
So now we're going to go to Transfiguration. If I don't walk into the wall. And here we learn one of the better spells, which is completely useless, really. Avaphors. So we use it a lot here, and then not much else.
I believe this spell's also in the GameCube version of this game.
Yeah, I think it's Incendio is in the Game Boy version, GameCube version, and Wingardium Leviosa's not, but I think they replaced it with something else. It's maybe very Expelliarmus. There's no Expelliarmus in this game. Yeah, so this challenge is a lot shorter because they designed the game so that they designed this challenge specifically so that you'd have to go and do lots of like different challenges to get stars and stuff. That's not the right spell. So there's lots of like little extra rooms and stuff that you just don't see in any percent.
Okay.
So we'll just wait for this to go down again, just to be safe. And what you're meant to do here is you're meant to turn these around so you don't get hit. But it only does 1 damage, so you may as well just walk through.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then there's some things here you can just walk behind. Yeah, and then in this section, you just have loads of like doors and passageways and stuff that we're just going to completely ignore. Oh. And if you walk right across the edge, if you walk right along the edge there, you can't get caught by the Gold Knights. It's the same in most places.
That's nice to know. Because they can deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially if you get like stuck on a wall or something, which can happen. Or get stuck on the knight, which has happened before as well. And then these knights you can just sort of walk through and they can't damage you normally. Because the time it takes them to go down you've already gone past. And we're at the end. Just have to defeat these flying things.
Are that Doxies or...
oh god. I'm not really sure what they are. They're something. I don't think they're Doxies, I think they have a weird name. They have a weird name. And now we've done that, we're gonna go and do Quidditch. Which is the stupidest part of the game, because it's just impossible to control.
Yeah. Is it possible to win?
It's possible both ways. It's quicker to win. If you take too long, you just sort of end up losing. And then it just takes forever to lose, though.
It's completely random that it's, I believe, only this Quidditch game in the game, at least in any percent. That this is the only Quidditch game that you play.
This is the only one in 100% as well.
Wow.
I think, if I remember correctly. You do like lots of practice stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the only actual like match. And so now we're gonna have to fly through these rings. And it's really hard to tell where they actually are because the background just like hides them. And if you miss 2 rings, you get hit by a bludger, which slows you down massively. Oh, or 1 apparently. Normally it's
Maybe
2.
it depends on which ring you miss.
Yeah, I guess if you're... Because I got hit by Malfoy at the same time. I think I lost enough speed. So yeah, Malfoy will always get ahead of you at one point. And then you have to try and sort of catch up. Oh. Yeah. So, yeah, there we go.
I've never caught a snitch in this game.
It's ridiculously hard. A lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I know. I can confirm.
Yeah. And so now we're gonna go and get another ingredient for Hermione. So we're gonna break into the hospital, which for some reason has prefects walking around. So it's another sneaky section.
Of course, Harry Potter is on the is there, so he needs security.
Need to protect him.
Yeah.
So unfortunately with this one, the cycles aren't great in terms of when you start, so you just have to do a lot of waiting. So we're going to go into this here and hide. Because obviously they can't tell when the curtain's closed and when it's open. There we go. And then there's another one here which you can just sort of narrowly get into this thing.
Yeah, I think I did kind of the same. Or I waited in the middle.
Those are a lot tighter than they look.
Yeah.
And then there's another troll in the bathroom.
For some reason.
And it will hit me now, so I lost 2 health. But that's fine. Health, oh, no, 3 health. Okay, that wasn't a great troll room. And then there's another very tight cycle here. And hopefully I get it. Oh, okay, he was a lot further back than I thought he'd be.
You were faster than you
Yeah.
thought.
Normally he's a lot further forward. And yeah, so we only have 1 prefect left to avoid. And then we get the item Hermione needs. And this one we're going to have to follow all the way around. There we go.
And those prefects don't see like, oh, there's a door open which was closed like
Well, you know,
a minute
magic.
ago.
Yeah, it's magic. All makes sense. And then here's the item. And now we get to leave again. So we have to go back the way we came. And hopefully the cycles are okay.
And again, you can't get cards because you get sent back to the...
Yeah, you get sent back to there now if you get a card. If you get caught. So I have to wait for them to all go around. If I can get in there. I think I got caught here once in my PB. And once in the other one in my PB.
Oh, so world record is free?
Yeah, just everyone viewing right now should just go for world record. It's easy enough. And then I think, yeah, okay. You can't, like, if you play pretty much perfectly, you can sort of just slide in. But obviously not today. Now we're going to wait in here.
Why do they carry a book?
To make them look more prefecty. Not this the
course.
kind of man with them for no reason. And then there's another prefect here, which we'll try and avoid.
But it is the first time that I noticed that they were carrying a book.
There we go, and that's the hospital done. And that's most of like the full-on. Actually, there's like 1 left, 1 full one left, and 1 relatively easy one left. Now I think we have to go to floor 2, if I remember correctly. I think I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, then I'll just go back.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, no, this game, because everything sort of happened. No, it's not here. Okay, that's fine. I know what I'm doing, I promise. You know, a lot of this game is just sort of in the same areas. You just have to remember. Yeah, you have to remember the order, which without splits is interesting. Go to the common room. There we go. Okay, now we have to go to... Oh, and now we go to the... No, okay. Now we go to the bathroom. Yeah, that's like, you have to go to certain places, otherwise you can't do stuff. It's just... You have to wait. And Hermione nearly has all the ingredients. She just needs 1 more, which we'll get after this. So now we all walk very slowly into the bathroom.
Yeah.
For no reason. There we go. So now we need to go and get some items from Snape. So now we have like the last sort of long, sneaky section. There's another one, but it's quite short. So now we're going to go back to below grounds,
AKA the dungeons.
aka the dungeons. There we go. So, unfortunately, when you enter here, Snape's on a really awful cycle. So you have to like sit here and wait for a bit. Let's put the controller down for a sec. Yeah, so Snape takes a while to just walk anywhere.
He's an old man.
There we go. And then hopefully I can get this strat. It saves like 10-15 seconds. It's not too hard, but I have missed it. What you can do is if you jump here, you can get past Snape there.
Nice.
It's not a hard strat at all, but if you jump too late, you just get caught. And here's Colin Creevy, who is stuck in the dungeons, and we're just going to leave him there. Because no one likes Colin.
Poor Colin.
No, if you free him, he just gives you a card, so we don't need it. So he's now going to stay there for the rest of the game. There we go.
So this is the second part where you actually need to jump.
Yeah. There's not much platforming in this game.
No.
Just a few bits. No, yeah, so now we're going to go back to where we were before. Because we have to use both these levers. Just to get the platform moving. Oh, no, missed the cycle. And so obviously, it's not only Snape down here, it is below ground, so we have someone else down here as well that we have to avoid.
I guess it's my best friend.
It is your best friend. There he is. Oh, that's a weird cycle. Guess we'll play it safe. Normally he's further back, so you can just sort of go up the side there.
Okay.
But obviously I wasted a bit of time, so
Better be safe doing a marathon though.
yeah. Don't want to have to do this entire section again. If you die here, you go back to the stairs, so you have quite a way to go. I'm not sure if like Snape has to do this every time he wants to go to his office, but it seems like a pain. There we go.
He just uses magic to get
Yeah,
to his
magic,
office.
magic is the answer to everything in
Yeah.
this game. There we go, and there's another troll here, because there are just trolls everywhere in this game. Hopefully that's... There we go. There we go. Oh, what?
Like they really like trolls in this game.
Yeah, there are tons and tons and tons. Yeah, but when you kill a troll, it drops a explosive. So you have to sort of just run away straight away. So obviously the first time you see it, you go, oh great, Bertie Bean's
Oh,
got
I got
a bag or
something,
something, or
yeah.
health or something. You're like, let me stand on it and collect it. And now what we're going to do here is we'll collect the item, and then we want to get caught. Because it will take us back, so we smash the pot here. There we go. And we can just leave. Snape doesn't care we took the item, he just wants us to go.
Yeah.
And now we have dueling. And here's Gilderoy Lockhart again. This will be the last time we see him.
Isn't he also in the chamber?
He doesn't appear in the chamber in this
Okay.
game. I don't think there's many games where he actually does go to the chamber. Like, he doesn't in this one, he doesn't in the GameCube one. He does in the PS1 one. Does he in the PC one?
Yes.
Yeah.
But more like in a cutscene.
Alright. That'll be why I don't know then. Because just skip all the cutscenes.
Yeah, if we skip all the cutscenes, we don't see him enter the chamber and also not...
So now we need to go and get the last item, which is in the greenhouse. And also I have a lot less health than I'd like to have, so I'm going to have to play this very safe. Oh, Yeah, so if you have full health, you can just stand next to him and just
Yeah.
spam the attack button. And he only, if you do it perfectly, he only does 3 or 4 damage. So you can just sort of wait. But yeah, so now we're going to go and drink the Polyjuice Potion.
Great as always.
Great as always.
Playing
Fun,
as
fun,
Goyle.
Let's go. Luckily this time we don't have to talk to Hermione up here. Harry just tells us. I think the developers caught on that it was very tiring to have to talk every single time.
Yeah.
So it just had Harry going, oh, I better go and see Hermione. And this is the only other time in the game we have to use the stairs.
And I know exactly why.
We'll see in a sec. Keep going. These
Like,
stairs.
we skipped this part in the PC version.
Yeah. Yeah, we get to watch it all in the Game Boy Advance version. Although it's not like 2.5 minutes like it is in the PC.
Yeah.
So doesn't save any time. So we'll talk to Hagrid. I cannot remember what he tells us at all. I think he says something like, oh, I don't know. Like, my plants are great. So it's something
Or
really,
maybe chickens are killed.
it's something really, really useless. And there we go. That's why we have to take the stairs. If you take the
Yep.
portals, you can just skip that completely. So now we're going to go gets angry at us and we have to go and see Dumbledore. And this is the first time in the game you can get into Dumbledore's office. It's like 10 minutes before the end. And so in 100%, you have to come here twice. Because you can get all the stuff here. We just walk straight through in any percent. But in 100%, you have to get something in Dumbledore's office itself. And you can't actually go in there while Dumbledore's in there.
So you can just walk into Dumbledore's office whenever you want?
Yeah, so after this you can just sort of go in whenever.
Wow.
Door's always open. What a good headmaster. And there's like a wizard card in here and stuff. You have to come back in a bit. Okay, so now I have to go and get the Polyjuice Potion. Yeah, so we're only like 10, 15 minutes away from the end of the game now. Not even, it wouldn't be 15, it'd be like 10 to 12. Just have to go and find out who the heir of Slytherin is. Won't spoil it.
I think it's Snape. Snape is always the bad guy.
I think it's Draco. I'll go and find out now. So this is like the last sneaky section, but it's not really that hard. So don't have to worry about anything. Just gonna keep going around here. And then Ron will be like, oh Harry, good luck. You're gonna do so well. And into the Slytherin common room as we go. So now we get stuck in here. So we'll go and find out who the heir of Slytherin is. There we go.
So I think the viewers could just see.
Yeah, just like lots of letters.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not Draco.
So if you want to know what he said, watch it back and pause the game.
Too much text. There's a bit later on which is even longer. Just takes forever to scroll through. And now we have to use Scourge again. There's another statue in here which needs scourging. Don't know if that's the proper word. But I assume it is scourging. Scourgified, something like that.
Just do something.
Just make something up. So let's make up words on the spot. Yeah, and then there's a prefect through here. So if you get damaged on that, you don't get hit by the fire. So either way, you lose health. And then hopefully I've done this fast enough so that I can get past the prefect. Yeah, it's fine. So we're going to have to go and hide in this cubby hole here. And for some reason, as a if you get caught as a Gryffindor, you get put back into the main common room with Slytherin, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, here's the last time you use the invisibility cloak. So we're gonna go and nearly done with this section. And all we have left is just sort of some cutscene-y story stuff. And then the final fight. So we're nearly at the end.
Well, we also still have the spiders.
Oh yeah, spiders as well. There we go. It's just gonna leave now.
I was kind of sad about the Aragog fight.
Yeah, it's not. It's really boring on this game. I mean, it's really interesting and everyone should watch it. Okay, so now we need to go and meet Hermione in the bathroom. To go and tell her that Draco's not the heir of Slytherin. But then who could it be? So back we
It's
go.
Ron.
Definitely Ron. I think it's Hermione. She's just trying to fool everyone.
Yeah.
And now we find out about the what's it called? The diary. With only like 7 minutes to go. There we go. So we're going to go and look at the diary. And that's just Tom Riddle telling us about Hagrid and how awful Hagrid is.
Hagrid is awful.
So let's go talk to Hagrid. Go and confront him.
Like, you could ask Dumbledore or something like that.
But how would I
no.
get into Dumbledore's office? Like, apart from just walking in. It's like,
You said you could just walk in.
maybe that's a Ministry of Magic. I don't know. Now there's... And we have the epic, amazing Aragog fight coming up.
Yeah.
So, everyone ready for that?
And for the PC, people who know the PC game, you know what to do if I say raise your volumes.
There we go. So that's Hagrid talking to Dumbledore. Still didn't get to ask him anything, but it's fine. I'll just break into his house anyway. And then this room is the most awkward room to walk through.
Yeah.
It makes no sense what the directions are.
It doesn't make sense that you can even go in, like, why don't make a gate just
It's just really weird.
because there's nothing in there, right?
No, nothing.
See, it's a useless room.
Try to think if there's any beans or anything, but there's not anything in that room at all. It just serves to being annoying. So now we're going to go and avoid all the spiders.
I fought some spiders.
Can kill them, but we don't need to. They only give you, because you can't come back to this area, they only give you money, which you don't need. And here's Aragog. Epic fight, let's go.
Great fight. Wow.
And we're done.
I was so disappointed. Like, the PC fight is special.
Definitely the word to use. You know, they just sort of went, well, we just want to get to the end of the game now, so we'll just not really program anything else in.
Yeah.
And so, oh no, someone's taken the diary. Who could it be? Who could have the diary now? So let's go.
I'm going to say Ron.
Yeah, I think it's Ron.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Cubby Hole.
See, you see only Hermione and
now Ron's going, Ginny's gone missing. Where could she be?
shopping.
Yeah, she's probably just out.
Yep.
Yeah. So now we're going to go and do the final bit of the game. So we only have like 4 minutes left. So we have to go and meet Ron and Hermione in the bathroom, because apparently that's where they are. But we're not going to go there. Well, we are, but we're not going to go like in the bathroom. go. Lots of just going through portraits in this game. Look, it's McGonagall. And McGonagall basically just says, Harry, you should go to the hospital wing. So off we go again. If you go straight to the hospital wing, Hermione's just not there. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And now we find a piece of paper that says pipes or whatever it says. I think it says pipes.
Doesn't it also tell the story about the basilisk?
I think it says one word and then Harry goes, oh, that explains everything. I now understand it perfectly. I think it's something like, oh, she had the word pipe on a piece of paper and she was holding a mirror. Now I understand what basilisks are.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And now we're coming up to like the final bit of the game. So we're going to go into the chamber. And obviously we just sort of get stuck anyway.
Yeah.
There's no like explanation or anything, it's just, Harry, we've fallen on opposite sides for some weird reason. And then here is Ginny. Obviously not shopping.
Yeah. Forgot her wallet.
She's taking a quick sleep. So now we have to defeat all these snakes.
Yeah, those can be kinda annoying. At least for me they were.
Yeah, they're not. Oh, no. There we go. And that opens the doorway. And for some reason, that cutscene either shows the door opening or it just shows it already open. And I have no idea why it shows each one. And now we've got the final fight.
Yeah.
And you can either use Flipendo or Incendio to damage him, but Incendio does more damage, so obviously we'll use that.
I think I used Flipendo.
Yeah, no, I used to use Flipendo, but then it was during Potterthon when I dropped the controller. When I found out you could swap spells, I also found out Incendio does more damage. So time is coming up in about 10 or 15 seconds. But yeah, so you have to just be really careful because he can poison you. There we go, like that. And it doesn't really do much, it just sort of, your health goes down very, very, very slowly. So it's not dangerous at all. There we go, and... time. There we go. Yeah, so that's HP2 GBA. Then you have just like a few more text boxes of them saying, everyone raise their hats to the fact that Gryffindor won the House Cup. Woo!
Does house points really matter?
No. No, you can have 0 house points and still win.
Wow.
It's just, it doesn't mean anything. He just sort of goes, well, you know, due to the fact that Harry saved the entire castle, they win. But yeah, so that's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And I think I'm done. So I'm not sure what runs next, but I'm gonna leave now.